Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is a long-awaited Q&A video that I've been talking about that you guys have been requesting for a long time, so I'm finally doing it. I have a bunch of questions that you guys sent in to me and they're so interesting, they're so fun, I'm so excited to get into answering them. So if you're interested, stay tuned and let's just get right into it. But I just wanted to let you guys know that I have my phone on here because that's where I kept all the questions. So some of you guys were responding to either my stories or on YouTube with questions that, you know, I'm hoping that I answer all of them, but there's some questions that were sent in or that were asked that I don't think was meant to be part of the Q&A, so I'm not going to answer some of those questions that I don't think you meant to have me answer on this video. All right, so first question is, how many days a week do you work out, and would you recommend any type of classes? So right now I am only getting in like 2 workouts a week. But that's the least amount of times I work out during the week. If I don't work out at least twice a week, I feel like really crappy. I do yoga classes sometimes. I was doing a like Viper kettlebell class, but those are really good classes. I love my yoga classes. Those are really the only 2 classes that I would recommend because I actually do them. I usually will do 3 times. 4 is kind of like pushing it for me. So yeah, twice a week at least. All right, next question. Do you have any tips for someone who is just starting to post OOTD pictures? Yes, I have tips that I've learned. So I think that you really need to put a lot of effort into making your pictures look good and maybe looking into hiring a professional photographer if you don't have one already. There's different ways that you can have a photographer. I know they're really expensive, but maybe you could just, you know, email a whole bunch of photographers and see which ones are willing to do it for maybe for them for exposure and things like that. I think for anything that you really want to push forward as a career, you kind of have to start thinking about investing in it, putting money into certain things that you really want to be a success. So if you want your OOTD pictures to become something where you turn it into a business or you want to be a blogger, I think it really shows when you have someone professional behind you. Also, if you have your photos that you love, investing the time into editing them. It's really important to have nice pictures and like a cohesive feed. I think that's when people really want to follow you and really enjoy what you're putting out there. So get the different apps that will help you. Some of the apps that I use are UNUM, UNUM, that's kind of how I plan my whole feed. And then I use Darkroom to kind of enhance or lessen certain colors. And then I use Snapseed to do the same thing. I also use Facetune if I want to like edit something out of a picture or things like that. Facetune is really great for a lot of different things. And so it takes a tremendous amount of time just for one picture because I literally sometimes use all those apps just to edit one picture. And it's crazy. It's really actually annoying, but if you really want to have good outcome when it comes to those pictures, OOTD pictures, and if you really want something to come out of it, then just learn how to be okay with that. Another thing is be consistent. So if you want to post OOTDs, post every day if you can. Post something every day if you can. That keeps your followers engaged, it keeps them wanting more, it keeps them interested. Also using the right hashtags. Don't, you know, if you're smaller and you're starting off, using the bigger hashtags, you might not rank at the top. But if you use smaller, more unique hashtags, you'll have a better chance of ranking at the top so that you show up on the explore page and things like that. All right, next question is, I would really want to know your hair routine. Okay, so my hair routine is that I wash my hair literally pretty much about every night, only because my scalp, I have scalp issues. Like I have psoriasis or like eczema in the back of my scalp, and if I don't and it becomes too oily, then it just becomes really itchy. I even have medication for it. So for me, washing my hair every day helps. So I wash it every day, but I use moisturizing shampoos just because I have highlight and color on my hair. So my hair gets dry. So my favorite products are Caviar. You can find that at your local beauty supply store. They're pretty pricey, but they work really well. It's the best shampoo I have ever tried since coloring my hair. So I shampoo my hair with Caviar. It's the purple bottles. It's the one for moisture. And then I put a hair mask on, which is also from Caviar. It's also their purple jar, and it's the moisture mask. So then when I wake up in the morning, my hair is already dry, but then I always usually have to like re-wet my bangs so that when I blow dry my bangs, they blow dry how I want it. And then I put on a Bumble and Bumble heat protectant on my hair before I do any type of blow dry, any type of styling. So heat protectant, and then I style, and then I usually use some kind of texturizing spray afterwards. So that's pretty much my hair routine. Next question, what's your favorite perfume? Also, is your skin naturally darker, and do you have tanning tips? Okay, so my favorite perfume right now is called Mojave Ghost, and it's by Byredo. You can get it at Barney's. I will link it in the description box below. Is your skin naturally darker, and do you have tanning tips? Okay, so this is probably the most popular question. The question that I get asked the most is about my skin color and my tan. So no, I don't ever tan. I never go to the tanning salon. I've never tried going to the tanning salon. I don't think I've ever used any tanning oil, any spray tan, I don't even know what they're called because I don't even use them. So it's basically just my background. Like, I'm a Pacific Islander. I have a lot of melanin in my skin. My dad and I are dark. So when I go out in the sun, I just tan so fast. A lot of times I'm the person under the umbrella. I don't use any tanning products, and the other thing is that once I do tan, my tan stays with me for super long, which is why I understand why people ask me all the time, like, what are your tanning tips? How do you tan? Because you're tan all year round. Like, literally, my skin color, I'm this color all year round. It doesn't go away. So next question is, what is one fashion trend you absolutely hate? Such a good question. Okay, so I don't like it when people wear leggings as pants, because a lot of times when they're at home and they put their leggings on, they think that it's not see-through, and they wear a short shirt where it's not covering their butt, but when you go out into the sun in natural lighting, we can see what's going on beneath those leggings. So leggings are meant to be worn where you wear a longer shirt, like a tunic or something, but you usually cover up your butt. Another fashion trend that I feel like needs to just stay away is the platformed pump. So, you know, I remember when those were super popular to have like the really high platform pumps. It's just sometimes I see people wearing them these days and I'm just like, ugh. So I don't know if you guys have noticed this about me, but I don't wear maxi dresses. I don't hate maxi dresses, I just don't prefer them. I'd rather wear a midi dress or just a shorter dress. I used to love them when they first came out. Nowadays, I just feel like it's the lazy way to dress up. It's like, I don't really know what to wear, so I'll just throw on this maxi because it's easy. Please don't get offended if you're the person that loves maxis. I just don't know. I just can't do it anymore. I don't know. Oh, I never really got into the whole choker look. Chokers are okay, I feel like, if they're skinny, but I really don't like chokers that are big because I feel like they end up looking like dog collars on people. Okay, next question is, any recommendations on a good underwear brand? And is there a way to make new shoes comfortable? I'm gonna talk on the shoe part of it. Is there any way to make new shoes comfortable? When it comes to pumps, like, cause I know it's a closed toe, they kind of like constrict your feet. A lot of people say to wear socks with them around your house, like for a couple hours. Just wear them around your house with thick socks so that it ends up stretching out a little so you can break them in. Otherwise, I'm on the same boat with you. New shoes, they just hurt and they give me blisters, and I don't really know like what other ways. As far as a good underwear brand, I am just your typical Victoria's Secret underwear wearer, but I did make that video on Third Love, which has really great underwears and bras as well. I've always liked Calvin Klein and Walk Whole for underwear brands. Hanky Panky for underwear also is a really good brand as well. Okay, next question. What are you using on your hair to keep it from getting brassy? Okay, so I failed to mention one part of my routine that I do once a week as well. So I use purple shampoo, or it's like a platinum shampoo, I think is what they call it, but it's by this company called Szechuan. Again, I'll link it below, but it's a Szechuan purple shampoo. So it's made for blondes. So once I start to feel like my hair is looking a little brassy, I put some of that shampoo on and then I leave it on for a couple of minutes and then I wash it off, and it definitely helps with my blonde from turning too brassy or into like a reddish or an orange. Next question, tips on gaining a following. Yes, so same thing that I mentioned earlier, you know, be consistent. Consistency, I think, is really, really probably the most important thing, because if you're constantly uploading and you're constantly reminding your followers about you, they're probably going to tell their friends about you. They're probably going to always, you know, like and comment and be interested. So be consistent. Again, put effort into editing your photos to making them look nice. I think interacting with your followers is also important, engaging them, and just figuring out who really your audience is. If you understand what your demographic, where they're coming from, who they are, you should understand what kind of content to be putting out. And so by doing that, you're just engaging more and more and more, and then more people will understand what you're trying to do, more people will support you, and the more of a following you're gonna gain. Okay, next question. Are you going to vlog again? I've been getting so many vlogging questions again. Like, I feel like I got them before when I first stopped, and then it kind of stopped, but then like they're coming back again. So yeah, you know, I think you guys are really inspiring me to vlog again. So I mean, I was just taking a break from vlogging just because I wanted to spend more time on like the educational portion of filming and editing and YouTube. And also just because I've gotten so much busier, I felt like I needed that extra day to do admin stuff and just to keep my life organized. But I think actually I should start vlogging again. Stay tuned. We are going to Paris and Iceland soon, and so I will vlog that. Next question, love your hairstyle. Any videos to share how to get that effect? Yeah, I have a lot of hair tutorials. The most recent one that I did was a blowout, and so I'll link all of them in the description box below. So I have 2 blowout videos. I have my everyday hair, I think with a curling iron. I think I did 2 different curling videos using 2 different curling irons, so I will link that. I also did one where I used a flat iron, so I'll link that below. I would love to hear how you got your social media influence and blog to a new level. You are awesome. Thank you so much. I think everything mostly came from YouTube. So YouTube was my main priority and focus. I started watching YouTube, and so that's how I got inspired to do it, because I was like, hey, if these people are doing it, why can't I? And I did research on it. I figured out how to really make it a thing for me, a career for me, a business, and all of that stuff. And so once I did the research, I put everything into it. I dedicated pretty much my whole life to it. And I told myself I had no choice but to succeed in it. And that's how I dove in. This is what my passion is. This is where I'm happiest, and I want to do this full time, and I see myself doing this for the rest of my life. And so once I made that commitment to myself, I went in full force. I made a schedule. I dedicated time for it. I think for me, knowing what I wanted to do, knowing what my passion was, is the start. Because I think it's difficult for a lot of people to know what their passion is. So if you're lucky enough to know what your passion is, I think from there, it'll show. If you have a passion for something and you're good at it, people will hire you to do it for them. And also, like, during my videos, you guys hear me say a lot of times, subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram or follow me on social media. And I know a lot of times it gets redundant and it gets annoying, and you guys probably hate hearing me say that, but this is my business and this is my passion, it's my career. If I want it to go somewhere, I have to remind people, because a lot of people even tell me, I didn't even know I could subscribe to your channel. I just been watching your videos and I didn't even know that I could subscribe. By telling people to hit the red subscribe button, a lot of people really don't know that they can do that. And then again, a lot of people will watch my videos and forget that I have an Instagram. And so being consistent in those things, you have to constantly remind people and they will listen. All right, so next question. What were the biggest initial hurdles to building your following/image and how did you overcome them? So the initial hurdles to building my following and my image, basically, I just was praying to God that it was all gonna work out. That's the initial hurdle in and of itself, is like, okay, I'm gonna do this YouTube thing. Kind of like, now what? Like, is it really gonna go somewhere? There's a lot of like doubt that goes through your mind a lot of times. Not that I was doubting myself on my capabilities, but doubting like, are people gonna like me? Are people really gonna subscribe? Are people gonna care? So that was the initial hurdle, like being scared and going through the doubts in your head, thinking like, okay, is this really gonna be something? Like, and really just learning how to kind of shut that out and just to keep doing what you're doing. So an initial hurdle that I went through in the beginning that I feel like I'm still going through right now is just also like the recording and filming part of it, because I am a one-man band over here. Like, I do everything on my own. Like, there's no Instagram husband that I have. You know, Jamie has his own job. A lot of, you know, these YouTubers out here, bloggers, have a whole team behind them. A lot of them have, you know, boyfriends and husbands who actually do photography for a living, that know how to edit videos, that know how to take the video or film the video. I don't have that. It's all literally just me. I am self-taught. I had to teach myself everything. I'm still learning along the way, so that is still actually a hurdle. I'm trying to figure out how to make things better. I want to change this background again. Like, I'm constantly going through different creative processes in my head, and those are hurdles. Next question is, what is the overall look you are going for regarding your wedding makeup, hair, and dress? The overall look is pretty classic. So for my makeup and hair, I don't really usually use a lot of makeup on a normal like basis. But for that day, of course, I'm gonna do the eyeshadow. I probably will use some lashes. I'm not gonna use a bold lip like this, probably just a nude. The hair, I haven't decided yet. I'm having a hard time because it's in Saipan, where I'm from, and Saipan's really hot. So if I have my hair down like this, it's just gonna be a sweaty mess. But at the same time, I'm not sure what kind of an updo I would want, so I'm still torn. Okay, next question is, will the honeymoon trip take place right after the wedding is over? So no, I don't think so, because Jamie's got to go back to work because he's actually transitioning into a new job where he can't take that much time off yet. He's dedicating, I think, a full 2 weeks to being in Saipan for the wedding. And then I think we might take a small little trip to one of the other islands by where we're at. But if not, we'll just come back, give it a couple months, and then go to our honeymoon, which our honeymoon is gonna be in South Africa. All right, next question. How would you define your style? I just like a more classic look. I love looking at like clean cuts, clean lines, and like minimal, like people that can just throw on like an all white basic outfit but just looks so chic. So definitely classic chic. I do love mixing trendy pieces every now and then. I do love throwing curveballs. I do love trying new things. And next question, how did you decide to start making YouTube videos? So I briefly mentioned this earlier. I used to watch YouTube videos myself. And then I realized, hey, if they can do this, why can't I? I started filming in my old apartment using my desktop camcorder. So the camera that's in your freaking desktop. It was a hot mess. But that's how I started, because I didn't want to spend money on a camera, because at the time I was just doing it for fun. And then once I really knew that I wanted to really make this my career, that's when I was working at a pharmaceutical company. I used to be a pharma sales rep, and I would win all these contests and I would gain these points. And then I totally used those points to buy me a new desktop, 2 new cameras, and whatever else that I knew that I needed without spending my own money to do this. And that's how I got here. Next question, will you be doing a wedding video for your channel? So we are having a videographer, and I think I'm going to post the video that they record for us on my YouTube channel. So yes, you guys will see how the whole day went and looked like. Will you show any part of your upcoming wedding or pre-wedding parties? I would love to see your dress and reception decor. Yeah, I think I want to do that. I'm not sure how I'm really gonna feel and how much time I'm really gonna have when it actually gets there. I'm gonna try my best to do that, or maybe I'll have like one of my bridesmaids film me throughout. We have activities planned for 3 whole days prior to the actual wedding, and so I know I'm gonna be really busy with them, but I'm gonna try to find someone that can just like record for me. Next question. Love your videos as always. Your body is super fit and healthy. Oh my gosh, thank you. Can you share with us what you eat and what exercise you do to keep your shape? I don't know that I'm the healthiest person. If I eat a salad, it's never gonna be for dinner because I always end up super hungry like 2 hours later. I eat pretty much whatever. I eat a lot of rice and chicken. Pasta is like it's just, I can't not eat pasta. So probably every Friday. So yeah, I'm like, come from Saipan, which is a lot of Asian influence. And so I eat a lot of rice. I love rice, but I love vegetables. So I eat a lot of vegetables. So I don't really like starve myself or deprive myself from things I want to eat. I kind of eat whatever I want, but I also don't like overdo it. But then I also make sure that I work out. My body feels it. So if I feel like I'm being unhealthy, I stop eating the unhealthy stuff. I do it in moderation, but I make sure that I work out and then I'll feel better. So exercises, like I mentioned, I go to the gym. I take some of the classes like yoga, Viper class, workout, but a lot of times lately I don't have time. So I do a lot of YouTube workouts. If you guys watch my vlogs from the past, you guys will know that I do a lot of YouTube at home workouts because living in LA traffic is horrible. So I live close to my gym, but after work hours, just getting to the gym is just longer than it should. And so that's why I'd rather just pull up a YouTube video and work out from home. I take my yoga mat, spread it out on the floor, and do some high intensity workouts, 30 minutes at the most, and honestly, sometimes I feel like they're even more effective than me going to the gym. So I will list some of those workouts in the description box below. What type of exercise do you do for your arms? They are nice and toned. Would like to tone up my arms for my upcoming wedding. To be honest with you, I don't really know how to tone your arms because I actually don't work out my arms at all. The reason why my arms are this way was because ever since I was little, I was always in sports. I played tennis, I swam, I played volleyball. So I was always playing a lot of sports where your arms were predominantly the main focus in playing that sport. I noticed that with my arms a long time ago, ever since I was a lot younger. And I didn't really like how tone they were getting because I don't want to look too muscular up top. So that's why I had to stop working out my upper body. Now I just focus on like my core and my legs. So I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm totally not answering your question. What is good quality material when looking for tanks and bodysuits? That's a really good question. So tanks and bodysuits I wear all the time. Bodysuits. My favorite bodysuits are from House of CB. They have like a spandex to them. So if you're looking for a good bodysuit that's smoothing, try the spandex ones. Anything that feels like Spanx, pretty much. As far as tanks go, I love like the satin type of tanks. So polyester tanks are fine, but just make sure to ask yourself, how does it look? Does it look expensive? If it's a polyester that looks really cheap, don't buy it. If it's a polyester that looks like nice and rich, like a satin almost, then you should get it. How do you get over your fear of being judged because of your videos from people that think that they know you? Well, let me just get comfortable for this question. People think that they know you because they watch you on video and on YouTube, and a lot of people sit behind their keyboard and write really mean things and judge you for everything. It's like that saying goes, you can be the ripest, juiciest peach in the world and there's still gonna be someone that hates peaches. So you could do everything perfectly fine and everything right, the right way, and there's gonna be that one person that's gonna just hate on you. So I always knew going into this that I was gonna get haters. That's just what comes with the territory. People are gonna always have a problem with everything. If it's not one thing, it's the other. You know, people want to tell me where I should spend my money. People want to tell me that I spend too much money. People want to tell me that I'm not spending enough. So you're constantly getting judged because you're being watched, and anyone in the world can watch you. I don't really necessarily fear being judged. I just know it's gonna happen. So it's not a fear, it's just something you just kind of get thick skin from. What I learned at the end of the day is that as long as I put out a video or a product or content that I'm happy with, then I'm good with it. Because it doesn't matter if I put out the best video in the world, there's still gonna be people that are not gonna like it. You know, it's really easy to sit behind a computer and type away and say mean things and be rude. At the end of the day, I don't know why people want to be that way. A lot of times I feel like if you're trying to hurt other people, maybe you're going through something yourself, and a lot of people want to exude. They find a place where they feel like they can like let things out. There's always going to be someone that's going to have a problem with something and that they're going to feel the need to let you know, sometimes in a mean way. Sometimes they're nice about it and it's, you know, constructive criticism. And there's always gonna be something. It's never gonna stop. And I think the more that I grow, the worse it might become. So I always wonder, the people that, you know, put out a lot of the negativity, I always wonder, are they YouTubers? Like, do they actually film and do all that stuff? Because I think that if they were the ones behind the camera and putting in all the work and effort, then they probably wouldn't understand until they do it. I have to admit, I used to be that way before I made videos. I would watch a video and I would think like, oh my God, like why is she doing this? Or why is she doing that? Or this is too much, or this is not enough. Until I started making videos myself. And then I realized this is way harder than I ever thought it would be. Just know that whenever I make a video, there is never anything in me that is doing something for anything negative. All right, next question is, how tall are you? How much do you weigh? And how old are you? So I am 5'1", I weigh 105 pounds, and I am 30 years old. What inspires your style? So a lot of the inspiration that I get is just from the street. So I live in LA where people are so gorgeous and fashionable, and so when I'm just eating lunch, or I'm just like such a good observer. Like I pay so much attention to my surroundings. So when I see, you know, something or someone who looks cute or who's dressed in such a cute way, I don't mind going up to them and saying, hey, where did you get that? Or like studying the outfit. But I get most of my inspiration just from street fashion. How do you stay in shape? So I think I answered that question already, right? Like I go to the gym, I don't deprive myself, I eat what I want, but everything in moderation, but making sure I work out. Do you make an income through YouTube only? So yeah, YouTube is my main source of income, but through YouTube, there's a ton of different ways you can make money. I make money through YouTube, I make money through Instagram, I make money through my blog. So there's a ton of ways that you can make money through this. How do you afford such expensive clothes? Some of the clothes that I have are pretty pricey, but I work for it. I like to mix high-end and low-end. I love mixing different kinds of, you know, brands and high-end stuff and low-end affordable stuff. And so that's basically what I like to do. So when it comes to expensive clothing, it's because I work really hard to be able to afford them. Do I have a skin routine? Yeah. So when I wash off all the makeup from my face, I use an oil. It's a Sephora cleansing oil. So that's how I take my makeup off. And then I use a soy cleansing, like a gentle face wash. And then I take a towel, like a little towel, and then I wipe off the excess. And then once I'm out of the shower and all my makeup's off, I use a vitamin C moisturizer. It's by Sunday Riley. And then I use an eye cream by Algenis. I also use Latisse every night. I just started that actually. And then in the morning when I wake up to take a shower again, I don't wash my face with any cleansers or anything. I just take that towel and I just wash my face with that towel with just water. And then when I'm done out of the shower, I put on my fresh moisturizer and eye cream as well, and then I go about doing my makeup. So that's my skincare routine. And then how would you describe your style? I think I answered that one. Classic chic. Can you please share your height and body measurements so I have an idea or a visual of how an item might look on me? Okay, so my height is 5'1". My body measurements, I'm usually a 24 waist or a size 0. For tops, I'm an extra small. For dresses, I'm an extra small or extra small. This is why I also like Aritzia, is because a lot of US brands don't make extra small unless they are pricier companies. Sometimes petite doesn't quite look right on me, even though I know I'm petite. Yeah, I think the only place I ever shopped at for petite stuff is ASOS. What is your oldest piece in your closet, and what is one thing you can't get rid of? Okay, so let's see. Some of the oldest items I have in my closet are blazers. So I have a ton of blazers. Blazers are just timeless. They're never ever gonna go out of style. I posted a picture on Instagram recently where I'm wearing a white blazer. That blazer is actually from H&M, and I've had that blazer for years. When did you know you wanted to be a YouTuber and pursue it full time? After a year into doing my pharmaceutical sales job, that was something completely different for me to do. I had never done that kind of sales before, but I knew I didn't really like the corporate world. And I also knew that I had a passion for fashion that just could never leave me. So I knew I had to do something in the fashion world or something that has to do with fashion, but I also knew that I didn't have enough capital to open a store in LA. And so I did a lot of research on YouTube, and then that's when I decided to go pursue it full time. Really, I just hated that pharma job, and I was like, I cannot see myself doing this in the next 5 years, and so I need to find something new, and I really need to do it now because I'm getting older, I'm not getting any younger, and as long as I'm doing what I'm happy doing, then people are gonna hire me to do it for them, or people are gonna watch me on YouTube and, you know, get tips from me. Just that was my mindset. How do you find time to balance your everyday, day-to-day with YouTube world? It's really hard because, like I said, I'm the only one. I'm a one-man band over here. And I think I'm still in that phase of my career where I should be the only one. Like, I don't think I should have help right now. Like, I don't think I'm there yet, you know? I'm swamped, but I like to work because I'm in love with what I do. So to me, it's not work. The exhausting part of it is like a lot of the deadlines that I have to meet. They're really detailed, and I have to stay really organized, and also finding a balance so that I have time for myself. So if I, you know, have a hard day of work that I do, I stop at a certain point. I know I have to stop, and I always find the time to do what makes me happy, like time for myself. For me, like if I'm home, that means eating a good dinner and watching one of my guilty pleasure reality TV shows. Like that just makes me just unwind, and I always find time for that. All right, next question. How was the wedding? So I didn't have my wedding yet. My wedding is January 13, 2018, so it's in a couple months, and I will let you know how it is. But as far as wedding planning, there's a lot of stuff that I still need to do. I almost feel like I've been putting it on back burner, so I need to start really doing more wedding planning. What is your current makeup routine? My current makeup routine is fairly simple, I would say. So I just put on foundation. Actually, I put on primer first. I use Hourglass Mineral Veil, and then I put on my Studio Finish by Smashbox. It's the 15-hour foundation. Put on some concealer. I use NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer in Custard, and then I bake under my eyes using Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder under my eyes and a little on my forehead. And then I like contour and bronze, and then I do my eyebrows, curl my lashes, and put on lipstick. So that's pretty much my makeup routine. As far as skincare goes, I think I mentioned my skincare routine. I recently just got a facial and I got a peel. I don't even remember what kind of peel I got, but I think it's important to get your facials monthly and to do special things like that. What's your background? I guess Hispanic or Filipino. Yeah, those are good guesses. I'm not either one of those. If I had to find or check one of the boxes, it's Pacific Islander. To be specific, I am Chamorro. Chamorro is what we call people from Saipan. That is my background. There is Spanish influence in it. Our language is called Chamorro too. It's similar to Filipino too. So yeah, pretty close. So that concludes this video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. To all of you that sent in questions, thank you so much for taking the time to think about what you wanted to ask. I really enjoyed making this video. If I missed some of your questions, I am so sorry. But let me know in the comments below if you want to see more videos like this. But other than that, if you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.